Hi guys, today I'm going to show you a quick look at the deck I'm using at the moment. It's mainly Donphan Yanmega. I haven't finalised the list yet, and there's a lot of cards in here that I'm still not too sure about, but I wanted to show everyone just an idea of what goes in the deck and what I'm using right now and what I'm thinking when I'm putting these in. So I'm going to start with the Pokemon lines. As it features Donphan Yanmega, I have a 4/4 Donphan line. I'm using one Call of Legends Fempi here, but I'm not sure exactly whether it's better than the other one, or in fact whether the Heart Gold one is better. I'm just generally not sure which one's the best, so that's undecided. But again, as well, I don't know if 4/4 is the best. I see some people are saying 4/3, because really, you want to get this out as soon as possible, and so are you really going to be needing the 4 Donphan if you got the 4 of these? Because, possibly you won't even get through the 4 of them in the game, or one of these will be killed before you can get it out. But I'm going with 4/4 for now. It seems to it's worked in a few games so far, so that's for now. 3/3 Yanmega. This is a proxy at the moment because I have it in another deck. Really like this card, and as you've seen, everyone likes this card because it can attack for free. Essentially, you can splash it in a lot of decks, and if you're running cards like Copycat and Judge, or even lower count, you can still work around it, and it's just a very good card. I've opted for Manaphy. I've been a bigger fan of this card since I found out the rotation was going to be Heart Gold, Soul Silver on. I prefer it to Cleffa, and it's even more emphasis on it now, seeing as people are going for Tyrogue in their decks, and you really don't want to be losing on the first turn. So I've got one of these for now. Seems to work alright. The thing is as well, I've got a lot of shuffle draw supporters, so I don't need too many of these, so I've just opted for one. And that means I can set up my Fampi or my Yanmega on the first turn instead. This is something I'm trying out. I haven't tried too many games with it. As you know, Donphan is weak to water. Popular Pokemon at the moment that's being played is Kingdra, which does 60 for 1 energy, which would, with a plus power, kill Donphan in one hit, because that's then 140 minus the 20 body. But if you have a fire Pokemon in play, it's only doing 20 damage. I need to check that actually. I'm pretty sure that's the case. And that's why this is here. It can also use Outrage if I'm in a sticky situation against maybe some grass deck, so it's not a bad card. Finally, another thing I'm trying out, quite like it so far, is a 1/1 Chansey Blissey Prime. And because my deck runs on really low energy, this Pokepower is really useful. So I can just drop this, discard the 1 energy in play or so, take all the damage counters off, which is hopefully going to be quite a few if I'm tanking with the Donphan, and then I'm in a much better position, and that also leads me to include the one Seeker, which I'll show you in a second, for that, to reuse that effect. So next, Energy. Again, not 100% sure about this, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Fighting Energy, and some people might say this is high, some might say it's low. I think it's going to be alright, because I previously had, I think, 6 or 7, and occasionally I just wouldn't draw it when I needed it, and I just want to be sure that I always have that 1 energy so I can attack, because it's really not useful if you've got the Donphan sitting in the active with no energy on it, just taking damage, and could lose you the game in the long run. Supporters. For Yanmega we have the obvious 3 Copycat. I'll go through it, and then we've got 3 plus power. Again, plus power really useful, well, for everything, but specifically the 10 extra damage that you can use for Donphan means you can one-hit things like Zekrom and Magnezone. Also, quite a few Pokemon have 80 HP. Even unpopular decks such as Ambipom, Weavile, they've got 80 HP. There's other basics and stage 1s that have 80 HP, so that can help with Yanmega when you're doing the Sonic Boom attack. Switch 2 of these. You don't want Donphan stuck in the active if you've got something else you want to be doing, so that's great. Also, if you use one early game, you can reuse it later on with Junk Arm, which I will show you that I include. For Pokemon communication, really everyone will be using these in anything that isn't an all-basic deck. I've gone for one Pokegear at the moment. A lot of people probably don't use this much, but I think seeing as I run quite a lot of supporters, and especially a lot of draw supporters that I really want to be getting almost every turn, I think this is a useful card. Also, in desperate situations, I can junk arm it back, try and play it again, and hopefully get something. I know it's a bit luck-based, but so far it has been quite useful. For Pokemon Collector, you know how this works. Yeah, just get the basics out. Everyone needs to do that. I prefer it to Dual Ball, and I think 4 basic searching cards is enough. So that's why I've just got this split no Dual Balls for me. For Pokemon Reversal, again, I want to be using Donphan, dragging out Pokemon they don't have, and killing them straight away. As loads of people have said, coin flip is very annoying, and so when Catcher comes out, it might be a different story. Seeker, as I mentioned before, reuse Blissey, pull up anything that's damaged. If you needed to put it back down again, you can even use it to shorten the game if they've only got 1 bench Pokemon, and you can knock their activate. Junk Arm I used 3 of, debating putting it to 4. Just a very useful card, can reuse all my plus power switches, reversals, anything I need. 2 Judge at the moment, mainly used with Yanmega, which resets both your hands to 4 cards, and then you've got your attack off. So yeah, pretty essential card really if you're using Yanmega. I have 4 Professor Oak's New Theory. You draw 6 cards. That's probably why I said that. Just a good hand refresh. Also, if you've got an opponent using Cleffa, or hand refresh themselves, their hand is probably going to be around the 6 mark. So it's not quite as bad as you might think for use with the Yanmega. You might be thinking, oh well, I'm not going to get the same amount of cards as them. But a lot of the time you'd be surprised. And if you haven't used Judge on them recently, Professor Oaks can normally get you the number of cards to be able to match your opponent, or use a few to reduce it down. Super Scoop Up, I've just got one of these so far, still using it, testing with it a bit. It's been useful so far, for a variety of reasons. Flower Shop Lady, a lot of people don't like this card. I think it's alright, and has got me out of a few desperate situations, so I'm leaving it in for now. Means if you're lucky enough to get, say, 2 Yanmega prized, and then one of them is already gone within a few turns of the game, you can use this and search it back out if you have to. So I'm leaving it for now, but we'll see how it goes in the future. And 1 Defender, not 100% sure on this, but it has been useful. Again, things like Yanmega, forcing your opponent to have to do more damage. If they've got something like a Reshiram, you can make them do the extra 10 damage, or if they can't do it, well then you're alright for another turn. Donphan again, useful in certain situations where they just need to do more damage to you, more plus powers to knock you out. And so by putting on the Defender, it can keep you alive for another turn and potentially change the game. So there you go, that's the deck. Still in testing mode, still not really sure on a lot of these cards, but it's fun to play with. And I'll keep you updated on how I progress the deck list. Thanks, bye.